about. You don't know where to go, where not to go, and how to stay safe. I travel a lot. This year I was in 4 different countries. I was in Argentina, I was in Brazil, in Spain, and Italy. And I consider myself somewhat an experienced traveler. But when I was in Barcelona, I got mugged by a group of teenagers, and I was really pissed. So when I came back, I decided to put together a list of recommendations for other travelers to help them stay safer and avoid, some of the mistakes everybody makes. So how do you start a successful travel? Your successful travel starts with the planning. You have different options for travel planning. You can do it yourself, and this is the most tedious option. It takes a lot of time, and it's not the least expensive options, unless everybody thinks, because you don't have access to wholesale fairs, and it takes you a lot longer to find better deals. But the advantages are you can actually customize it the way you want, and by the time you get to your destination city, you know a lot more about the place, so you know where to go, you know where not to go, you know what to see, so it makes you somewhat of an expert once you arrive at your travel destination. Another way is using travel agency or travel agent. This way you can still customize your trip, but you also will get better fares because travel agents, they have access to wholesale fares, so that's why they're so popular. You can buy vacation packages. Those are probably the least expensive option because they're prepackaged and they go at wholesale prices. But the disadvantage is you cannot really customize them. So you buy them the way they are, and you normally have to travel with the larger group of people. And it depends if you like that or not. My preferred way is to find a local guide. The advantage is there's a lot of advantages. Local guides, they know the local cultures, they know the local language, they can be a translator, they can show you the places where you want to go, they can keep you away from places you don't want to go to. The problem is it's not very easy to find a local guide because there's only a few sites that advertise them. But if you have a friend or friends who lives in your destination city and can help you out there, that is probably the best way to go. So if you have an opportunity, my recommendation, go with a local guide. So let's say your planning is done and you're ready to get on your plane. And a lot of times you're going to spend a lot of time on the airplane. So if you travel a lot, you probably know all these recommendations. But if you plan to spend about 5 or 8 hours or more on the plane, this is what I recommend. Move around. Doctors say it's really bad for you to sit still. If you sit still for 8 hours, you're at a higher risk to develop blood clots. So it's really bad for your health. So remember to get up and move around the plane and encourage your neighbors to do so. Also maybe do some exercises, stretch your arms, stretch your legs, do something. It's kind of funny. I was in this plane with this lady and she was sitting right next to me and she was doing yoga exercises right on a seat. I think everybody was checking her out. I don't recommend you go to that extreme, but at least do something, don't sit still, help yourself, move around. Drink plenty of water. Your body gets dehydrated a lot faster at high altitudes, so you need more water. There is no such thing as too much water on the airplane. Don't forget to take some airborne before you're boarding the plane. As you know, modern aircrafts, the way they make them, they pack people like sardines, so there's probably going to be at least 300 people on the airplane. And some of them are going to be sick. And I can guarantee you by the time you reach your destination 8 hours later, more people are going to be sick. You don't want to be one of them. Don't use personal entertainment systems. A lot of modern aircrafts, they're equipped with movies on demand, they're equipped with games, they're equipped with music, and what people do, they watch at least 3-4 movies during their flight. Well, I say don't do that. If you really want to watch a movie, maybe watch one movie. Don't watch 4 of them, that will make you tired. Maybe take some sleep. If you can't sleep on the airplane, try to close your eyes and relax. By the time you get to the destination, your recovery time is going to be a lot quicker, and you'll get to go over your trip a lot faster. So that's one of the important things. I've seen people, they watch the movies, they get to their destination, then sleep 2 days, they don't do anything because they're so tired. Eat before getting on the plane. A lot of people rely on Sky Food. Well, Sky Food is not good, and a lot of times planes get delayed, and like my flight from Rome got delayed for 2.5 hours, and I basically was happy that I ate. I didn't have to wait for the food. Take neck pillow, earplugs, eye masks, other gadgets. They don't cost a lot, but they will really turn your economy class seat into a business class seat. They'll make a big difference. They'll help you sleep. They'll help you relax on the plane. Let's say your airplane flight was good. You got to your destination. What do you do there? Unless your trip's been planned by professionals in details, you always need some kind of recommendations, what to see, where to go. I normally recommend traveling, checking travel sites like TripAdvisor, Lonely Planet, Borders, others for recommendations. You'll see other travelers' ratings. They'll have some personal recommendations as far as where to go and what to see. What I really don't recommend, and this is probably the most valuable recommendation I can make, is don't go to overpriced shows and places. I made this mistake way too often. When I was in Barcelona, I wanted to see flamenco. So we bought the tickets. It was like 60 euros. It was like $80 a piece, right? And the show was okay, but it wasn't like super anything. We're not too impressed. And then the next day we were going around the downtown, and we heard some music that sounded like flamenco music. We decided to go in the bar. It was coming from a bar, so we went in the bar and we saw another show. It was just as good. It was great. And the best part of it, it was free. So we felt ripped off. So don't do this mistake. Maybe talk to local people, ask their recommendations, learn their culture. This is how you can learn their culture. You can learn where to go, where not to go, really make some new friends, take some advice from local people. So as you're running around and exploring the new places, what is the most important thing? You want to stay safe. So how do you stay safe? Well, my recommendation is you need to know where the crimes happen the most. They happen in Europe, at least in Europe and South American countries, they happen a lot on public transportation, on the street, and around ATMs. So in public, Hadi's knocking down, he knows. Yeah, a lot of you who've been to busy places like big cities, you know that this is where it happens. On public transportation, you're surrounded by a lot of people, bigger crowds. Everybody's kind of like pushing at each other, and criminals normally work in groups. Could be groups of girls, surprisingly, could be groups of boys. Normally they're all teenagers because it's really hard to put teenagers in jail in Europe. So this is what they do. This is their business, and they, kind of like running into you. They bump into you. They distract you. And while somebody's distracting you, somebody else is picking your pocket. So this is very, very common. Remember, pickpockets really love tourists. Okay, this is how they live. On the street, a lot of times it happens on the street. There is many tricks on the streets that they use. Some of them, the most famous is called spill trick. They would spill something on you, like coffee or water, and they would, offer you some help. And when they're helping you, they distract you, and somebody else is picking your pocket again. Very common, happens a lot. So be aware, if somebody spills something on you, don't take their help. Okay, they're not really there to help you. ATMs, for the most part, ATMs are safe everywhere in bigger cities, especially if it's a reputable bank. But if you see an ATM machine on a shady street, kind of like no-name bank, I would recommend not to go there. And if an ATM machine takes your card and doesn't give it back to you, you have to go into the bank and report this immediately. If you can get a hold of the bank, I recommend you call your own bank and you cancel that card. Most of the times it's a scam. So this is how you want to avoid it. Some other recommendations on staying safe: don't keep more in your wallet than you're willing to lose. Basically, my rule of thumb: I have just one credit card, I have one form of ID, and I have one just a little bit of money, just enough for a little bit, something no more maybe than $50-$60. Keep everything else in a hotel safe. That's what the hotel safes are. And make copies of your documents. If you lose your passport, if your passport gets stolen, it's going to be really hard for you to prove who you are in a foreign country. And make photocopies of your credit cards, because if your credit cards get stolen, which number do you call? It was on the credit card, right? You don't have a number to call, so that's why you make a photocopy of your credit card with customer service numbers, and you call immediately, and you call those cards on the spot. Keep your valuables in deep concealed pockets. Jeans pockets are never deep enough. My stuff actually got stolen from my jeans, so this is how I know from front pockets was bad. So don't use that. Guys, put a rubber band around your wallets, which will make it really hard to pull your wallet out of your pocket. So this is one trick guys should use. And ladies, there's no ladies here, but they should use like the purses that zip, because open purses are just asking for trouble. One other recommendation that's not on this slide that I want to give is actually, if you do get in trouble, don't get into any fights, which is the first instinct. Like I really wanted to get in a fight because teenagers, right? You can deal with them, right? You feel strong in teenagers. Don't do it because you can easily get in trouble in foreign countries and you can get arrested. And without knowing the language, it will be really hard for you to prove who actually was right, who was wrong. So you'll be jailed. So many times it happened. Just don't do it. With this, I want you guys to remember that travel is a gift we give ourselves. So make sure it's a good gift and stay safe. Thank you.